The thing about Nigerians is that they are always blabbing. They don't even know where they shoot themselves directly. Like they make mockery of themselves trying to mock other people. It's so disheartening.
Hi everyone, welcome to Amagana Observer. Today I wanted to talk about the meeting that took place between South Africa's President Ramaphosa and Nigerian's President Tinubu. And the ensuing brouhaha that occurred regarding the visa application process for Nigerian business people. So let's see the genesis of the whole thing and I'll be back to discuss.
We look forward to seeing more Nigerian companies investing in South Africa. In fact, we want to see Nigerian products on the shelves of South African shops. Our efforts to create a favorable environment include our simplified visa process for Nigerian business people to travel to South Africa. Qualifying Nigerian business people can be granted a 5-year multiple entry visa. In addition, tourists from Nigeria are now able to apply for a visa without even submitting a passport.
And those statements right there pissed most South Africans off. They were not happy with their president. Some were calling for his resignation. And based on their past relationship with Nigerians, who can blame them? And of course, some Nigerians' reactions, predictably, were so ungracious. They call it banter, teasing.
Black South Africans, how are you guys feeling now? We would love to see Nigerian products on South African shelves. Thank you, Ramaphosa. Thank you very much. I've told you guys before, you don't know anything about politics. You guys run around trying to be fighting Somali, trying to fight Ethiopians, fight Nigerians, fight Ghanaians, fight Zimbabweans, but never say anything about white people. But still yet, your own government prefer Nigerians and Zimbabweans because they are skilled, got handwork. 30 years after apartheid, they've left the country for you guys. You guys will sit on social media and say, thank God for white people, thank God for apartheid. If not for white people, South Africa will not be where it is. How you want your own country, your own government, even place the country in your hands. Now, the Kwerekweres are coming.
Nigerians can now go to South Africa without passports. Where are those people shouting Kwerekweres? We don't want Nigeria in our country. Nigerians are powder seller. Nigerians are the ones spoiling our children, our younger ones. We don't want them. Nigeria, go back to your country. Go and stay in your country and develop your country. Your government is now begging us to come to South Africa. To come to your country. Like...
Oh wow, Nigerians can now visit South Africa with ease without any stress. All thanks to the president of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Guys, let me tell you this good news. Today, President Cyril Ramaphosa has declared that entry to South Africa is now very easy. You can apply for visa to South Africa if you are a business person that want to visit South Africa, or you are a tourist. You can apply for your visa without your passport. They don't need your passport anymore. To make it very easy for you to enter South Africa, you don't need a passport again. It was said today, this was confirmed today, that Nigerians who are tourists, who are business people that want to visit South Africa can do that without their passport now. They can apply for visas without their passport and it will be granted without wasting any time. And not only that, he also said that he has approved a 5 years multiple entry visa. Isn't this a good news, guys? This is the time for you to start applying, to start making that move now before they change their mind. So this is actually a good news to some of us. To some of us that want to visit South Africa, and they've been delaying us long time ago. This is the time now.
Good news, guys, good news. So South African government have just introduced 5 years multiple entry visa for Nigerians. And they even went as far as dropping off passport submission. Like, this is very good. Now, to Nigerians, if you wish to travel to South Africa at this moment, please, when you get to South Africa, respect the law, respect the people. Don't misuse this opportunity. It is not easy for Nigerian government to get South African government to sign a deal like this. Please, as a Nigerian, respect the law while you are in South Africa. These 5 years is enough. Like, this is very good. With 5 years visa, you can go into South Africa and come out. You go in and come out. Nobody will disturb you as long as you're doing the right thing while you're in South Africa there. The South Africans will not come for you. The government will not come for you as long as you abide by the law. Now, some Nigerians will say this is not something to celebrate, or South Africa is not that special. Listen, some people are praying for God every day to grant them visa to enter South Africa. All right? And I know that some South Africans are not happy, but we must understand that South Africa and Nigeria need each other diplomatically. And for the sake of the African continent, we need each other as well. So we may not agree on certain things, but sometimes the beauty of diversity is to agree and disagree and still be able to move on. All right, so shout out to the South African government and shout out to our government, Nigerian government, and Mr. President, I thank you for this.
Investors, I think visa-free also, and the issue of Nigerian products, encouraging Nigerian products in the shops of South African companies or shops or whatever. You know, as a Nigerian who is staying in South Africa, I must say with all due respect, sir, that was the worst terrible decision, sir. You understand? I don't understand government. I am not a politician or what, but I'm just a fellow man who stays in the community of South Africa as a Nigerian. And as first-hand Nigerian, I know that my country is the most hated country in South Africa. Right now, at this moment in South Africa, South Africans are trying to fight back and take what belongs to them. South Africans are waking up and are saying enough is enough. We are tired of these foreigners coming to our country and cause chaos. We are tired of illegal things done by foreigners. I know that South Africans also commit crime, but it's their country. There's nothing more painful than somebody else comes into your own house and does bad. It's more painful than when you do it. You understand? You understand what I mean? We can all point fingers and say South Africans do it too, whatever. It is fine. But it's more painful when an outsider does it. Let's just be honest with ourselves. You understand? South Africa is trying to take control. They're not even done with the tax shops and with the whatever it is, the zamazamas and what, you know, just a lot of chaos being done by illegal foreigners and foreigners as a whole. And now we are trying to bring more foreigners into the country, sir. And I must be honest with you, sir, that is a terrible decision from the bottom of my heart, sir. I say it and I say it and I hit my chest without fear. That is a terrible decision. Right now, South Africans are not looking forward to more Nigerians of all people to come into their own country. And you know what? I must commend South Africa for fighting for their own country, for their own land, and for opportunities. You understand? Whether it took time for people to wake up, at the end of the day, people have woken up, and that's a good thing. I wish I could say the same thing about my own country.
So in my opinion, this Nigerian guy is absolutely right. I'll come back to discuss what he's saying. But I first wanted to talk the way most or many or some Nigerians misconstrue the whole visa message. The South African government had to come and practically retract or re-explain or kind of backpedal the whole thing.
As the president said, the relation of visa laws as they relate to Nigerians does not equal entry into the country without passport. And we are aware that there's been a distortion of what the president said. And it was said that President has said Nigerians can come to South Africa without passport or visa. That is a total distortion. It's a total distortion. It's not even a distortion, it's a lie that has been deliberately peddled to project this government as being not just insensitive, but lacking direction in relation to strengthening of the immigration policy for the country. Entry into the country without a passport, including necessary administration requirements. Anyone who undermines our legal system or compromises the safety and economic opportunities of South Africans will face the full might of the law. This includes immigrants who engage in criminal activities and South Africans who enable this criminality by illegally registering businesses or aiding criminal behavior, zamazamas, drug peddlers and drug laboratories, and illegal immigrants. Our patience has been overstretched. South Africa's hospitality must never be mistaken for weakness. Our communities cannot live in fear. The law must be enforced. The time is now.
So there you have it from the horse's mouth. And I also wanted to touch on what the two Nigerian men alluded to. I inserted the first clip because I wanted to illustrate this incessant mockery that Nigerians love to engage in. This insatiable desire to always mock others. And as their fellow Nigerians said, in the end, you mock yourselves. You end up being a mockery yourselves. Because why is it that you are always trying to belittle South Africans? I don't get it. They only got independence 30 years ago. You claim you want a united Africa. And you think by belittling others, they want to be included in a united Africa? By you bringing up the time of the oppression and throwing it in their faces all the time. That's what gets on my nerves. That's why I usually do these types of videos regarding South Africa, because it irritates me the way you think you can bully others. So why is it that you are always mocking them about they being beholden to the whites in the country? They own nothing in their own country. How do you expect the balance of power when the blacks in that country were suffering during the apartheid period? They were not allowed to own anything. The whites were totally controlling everything. So how do you expect that balance of power to even out? And for you to use that to mock tells us everything about you, Nigerians. And the reason why most people don't like you. Yes, I said it. Because your character is so annoying and irritating. This is the same thing you did in the US. Some of you did in the US. These Nigerian Americans who thought they could go and intimidate the African Americans or Black Americans, however they refer to. Some of them refer to themselves as African Americans. Some prefer Black Americans. Nigerians try to do the same thing in the US. This FBA, Foundational Black American movement that started is partly because of the nagging, the irritating character of Nigerians in America. And in the same way that their behavior causes ire to be transferred to other nationals, just the way it happened in South Africa, that now other foreigners are suffering, that's the same thing that happened in the US. When the Black Americans or African Americans started getting irritated with Nigerians, it transferred to all other Black people there. And just like the Black Americans had to remind you, they fought for civil rights to get where they are now. So you cannot come into their space and dictate terms to them. The same way South Africans fought for their freedom. And you trying to antagonize them and trying to tell them we helped you out. So because you helped them out, we are still waiting for the paper trail of 60 billion, whatever you helped with. We are yet to see proof of it. So should they just allow you to run amok in their country? And when you are the common denominator, then you need to look in the mirror and acknowledge you are the problem. You earn respect, you can't demand respect. So this consistent, incessant, insatiable wish to always belittle. Cut it out. Cut it out. It didn't work in the US. It's not going to work in South Africa. So stop your bullying tactics. How about you bully yourselves in your country? You can't do it there, but you move into people's spaces and then you want to tell them what to do. And by now, you should see that every country is getting sick of it, sick and tired of it. So it's time to, I say self-reflect. Just as the Black Americans or African Americans fought for their civil rights in the US, South Africans fought against apartheid. Leave them to enjoy their country. Leave them to figure it out. Give them the space to figure it out. While you, Nigerians, fix Nigeria. How about that? Folks, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.